Big right hand.
Big cut.
By Rampage Jackson.
And that's it. That is all she wrote from Hercules right there.
Danielle Taylor throwing some heavy shots and ends the fight. Cutler is out. Insane airplane toss by Charles Krazy.
Landed takedowns. Huge knees. Two huge knees.
And there she is, Ronda Rousey making her pro debut in excellent fashion. Jamie Colleen just destroying. Cutler says, no more, I'm out. And a quick look at our rules of combat based on 3 5-minute rounds and, of course, 5 5-minute rounds for championship bouts. And, of course, in the amateur division, that changed to 3 3-minute rounds. And, of course, 5 3-minute rounds for championship bouts in the amateur division. It's based on the 10-point must system, judging criteria. And to get things started, we'll go ahead and throw it to the cage.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our fighters are ready. Our officials, they too are ready. Western New York, are you ready? Please welcome to the cage, Steve Apex Predator Williams.
Steve, the Apex Predator Williams, now makes his way to the cage. Williams hails from Mineral Ridge, Ohio, and stands at 5 feet 6 inches tall. He's fighting in the 135-pound weight class, and his current amateur MMA record stands at 3 wins and 3 losses. Williams currently holds a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and trains out of CMA in Youngstown, Ohio. Williams utilizes a freestyle technique in his MMA, so we're sure to really can't predict anything this fight. I'm sure he'll give us a nice, surprising, and exciting, explosive bout. Steve Williams heads into the cage.
Here is Bryant Taco Bullock.
If you're coming out of pocket, homeboy, it's Biggie Bang. 4-pound clap, it sound like Biggie Bang. Run through my hood, it's gonna be Biggie Bang. Forever in the day, it's gonna stay Biggie Bang.
Bryant Bullock now making his way to the ringside. Bullock hails from Charlotte, North Carolina, and stands at 5 feet 5 inches tall. He's fighting out of the 135-pound weight class, and his current amateur MMA record stands at 6 wins and 4 losses. Bullock currently trains at Hyster MMA in Charlotte, North Carolina. He considers himself a Hyster fighting system fighter and trains in a multitude of different styles. Bullock is a fairly well-rounded fighter here, has a strong amateur record so far. He's looking to prove himself and pick up a 7th win tonight as he finishes up his ringside preparations with the referee. Bryant Bullock heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino, Salamanca, New York, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the flyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Todd Anderson. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, official weight 133.6 pounds. He represents CMA MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Mineral Ridge, Ohio, presenting Steve the Apex Predator Williams. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 5 inches tall. Official weight 138 pounds. He represents Hayastan MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Charlotte, North Carolina, presenting Bryant Taco Bulla. Once again, your referee of this 3-round flyweight bout, Todd Anderson, now with the final instructions.
Gentlemen, we know the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you wish to touch gloves, do so now. Step back.
And we'll kick things off. Round number 1 between Steve Williams and Bryant Bullock.
You ready? You ready? Hey!
Williams in the blue, Bullock in the red. Williams looking to start off strong here. Ooh, but Bullock counters. Williams trying to shoot in here, going for a second measure, but Bullock stopping him. Bullock locking in the guillotine possibly here. Doesn't quite have the head yet. Oh, but there is a little bit of blood here. It looks like Williams took a cut. Oh, and it looks like he tapped, and the referee will call it here. That's it. Oh, I'm sure that's frustrating. It just looked like an unexpected amount of blood had erupted there, and that's the end of it. Let's take a look at the replay. It was very quick, I believe, resulting from that punch right there. Opened up a little bit, or that uppercut actually following the jab seemed to open up a wound in Williams' face, and once he tapped, that was it. We'll check out the results coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 28 seconds, round 1. Your winner by tap out via guillotine, Bryant Taco Bulla. Here is Andre, Brick City, Washington.
Now making his way to the cage, Andre Washington. Washington hails from Detroit, Michigan, and stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall. Washington is relatively new to King of the Cage. He has a fresh amateur record, looking to pick up his first win tonight. Washington trains out of Motown Boxing in Detroit, Michigan. Andre prefers the stand-up game. He's a boxing fighter. He's going to keep things on his feet. He's most likely going to be looking for that knockout whenever he can. But we're going to see if that stands well against his opponent. Andre Washington now finishing up his ringside preparations. and Washington heads into the cage.
Here is Ed, the Alchemist, Spoony Barger II.
Ed, the Alchemist, Spoony Barger now makes his way to the cage. Ed stands at 6 feet 5 inches tall and is fighting in the heavyweight class. His current amateur MMA record stands at 0 wins and 2 losses. Spoony Barger's looking to pick up his first win also tonight against his opponent, Andre Washington. Ed Spoony Barger heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the sensational Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino, Salamanca, New York, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the heavyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Steve Ward. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, official weight 203.6 pounds. He represents Motown Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Detroit, Michigan, presenting Andre Brick City, Washington. Here's opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6 feet 5 inches tall, official weight 224.2 pounds. He represents Salamanca Fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, from Killbuck, New York, presenting Ed, the Alchemist, Spoony Barger II. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round heavyweight bout, Steve Ward, now with the final instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, remember the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back your corner.
Round number 1 between Andre Washington and Ed Spoony Barger.
Here we go, gents. Round 1. Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready?
Washington in the blue, Spoony Barger in the red. We'll get things started. Oh, a hard kick from Spoony Barger right off the bat. Washington just getting punished with the kicks. Spoony Barger goes for the guillotine.
Watch your knee, watch your knee.
Spoony Barger really making use of his height advantage here. Takes Washington down to the ground. Spoony Barger working to make a side mount position here. Washington not doing quite enough to keep things busy here. He should be throwing some punches, trying to do whatever he can to keep Spoony Barger occupied. And Spoony Barger possibly locking the head with the legs. Spoony Barger maintaining a good position here.
Don't waste all your energy in here, Trey. He's the one working right now. You're good.
Washington really going to have to pick things up. Both these fighters going to have to make things a little more busy, or this could get stood up very soon.
Turn your chin to your left. Come on, ref.
Washington trying to break from this position. Spoony Barger not quite sure what he's getting, what he's trying to get at here. but he's definitely in the dominant position.
Don't use all that energy, man. Turn. Get up.
Washington tries to turn to get out, but doesn't quite get it.
Watch that triangle. He's going to go for the triangle, Dre.
Spoony Barger has the arm. This is not looking like a good situation. Gets the turn, tries to go for the arm bar. Can he lock it in? And he does. Can he get, there it is. There's the tap, that's it. Spoony Barger locks in the arm bar, was able to get that switch really quick. We'll take the win for that. Let's take a look at the replay coming up right here. The Spoony Barger really had the advantage from the get-go, softened him up really well with those strong gut kicks in the very beginning of the fight. Once he got it on the ground, it looked like he struggled a little bit. Andre Washington was doing a decent job at defending, keeping Spoony Barger from advancing, but once he got that arm, he was able to twist around and really lock in that armbar very quickly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes and 14 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by tap out from an arm bar, Ed, the Alchemist, Spoony Barger II.
I love you, kids. I'll see you this soon.
Here is Nick, the Captain Morgan.
Nick, the Captain Morgan, now makes his way to the cage. Morgan hails from Youngstown, Ohio, and stands at 6 feet 4 inches tall. He's fighting out of the 185-pound weight class, and his current amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw. Morgan currently has a blue belt in BJJ and trains out of Team CMA in Youngstown, Ohio. Morgan is a well-rounded fighter who trains in all aspects, stand-up or on the ground. With that blue belt, though, in jiu-jitsu, he's definitely going to have a little bit more of the edge over his opponent, at least in the ground game. Nick Morgan heads into the cage.
Here is Logan Thompson.
Logan Thompson now makes his way to the cage. Thompson hails from Erie, Pennsylvania, and stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. He currently fights in the 185-pound weight class, and his current amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins, 0 losses. He currently holds a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so it seems he is at a slight disadvantage against his opponent, Nick Morgan, who holds a blue belt, but you're going to have to leave it to the cage because you never know. It's always a different scenario, different situation. Thompson trains out of 3 Elements Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Erie, Pennsylvania. Thompson is influenced by the likes of Luke Rockhold and Nick Diaz, and has much background in wrestling. So that wrestling right there may have the ability to hold its own ground against Morgan's jiu-jitsu. So if this gets taken down to the ground, it could be a very interesting fight. The referee finishing up the final inspections, and Logan Thompson heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Salamanca Allegheny Resort and Casino, Salamanca, New York, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Todd Anderson. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, official weight 182.8 pounds. He represents Team CMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Youngstown, Ohio, presenting Nick the Captain Morgan. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Official weight, 182 pounds even. He represents 3 Elements Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Erie, Pennsylvania, presenting Logan Thompson. Once again, your referee is Todd Anderson. Now with the final instructions, 3 rounds, middleweights.
Gentlemen, we know the rules of the bout. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you wish to touch gloves, do so now. Step back.
Let's get things started. Round number 1. Nick Morgan versus Logan Thompson.
You ready? Hey!
Morgan in the blue, Thompson in the red.
Jab out, Nick. Straight attacks. Straight. One
And
kick,
Morgan taking
one
initiative and being the aggressor here.
kick. One kick. Go to orthodox, Nick.
Thompson looking for the right opportunity to counter.
He's gonna circle right. Where's those leg kicks, Nick?
Now it looks like Morgan's got Thompson on the defensive here. Morgan making good use of the cage, circling Thompson. Oh, and Thompson grabs the leg of Morgan. Goes for the back. Morgan reacting pretty quickly. Morgan trying to get the Kimura here possibly. Oh, spins Thompson over. This isn't looking good. Ooh, locks the Kimura in. And that's it. Thompson taps. Morgan takes the win. Beautiful execution there. Looked like Morgan was actually in trouble for a little bit, but managed to grab that arm and really held on to that Kimura, tried to work it. Got the twist, was able to flip him over, and just like that, easy as pie. Let's take a look at the replay and take a close-up. Yeah, Morgan started off confident. He was the aggressor. He was ready to go. Start out the first few jabs. Thompson caught him off guard with that leg catch there, but it only took Morgan a matter of seconds to figure out what he needed to do next to figure it out, lock in that Kimura and win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute of round number 1. Your winner by tap out via Kimura, Nick, the Captain Morgan. Here is Brandon Bear Hunt Jr.
We the survivors, yeah, the Subnor's riders.
Brandon Hunt Jr. now making his way to the cage. Hunt hails from White Lake, Michigan, and stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Currently fighting out of the 185-pound weight class. His amateur record stands at 3 wins and 1 loss.
Who's doing the grease?
Hunt currently holds a blue belt in BJJ and trains out of Victorious MMA in Troy, Michigan. Hunt has proven to be a very well-rounded fighter. He's good on the stand-up. He's good on the ground. He looks comfortable wherever he's at. He's got great conditioning. He's definitely a formidable opponent and one of our up-and-coming amateurs here at King of the Cage.
Wipe off a little bit of that
Hunt looking to pick up his 4th win tonight. He started off very strong in his MMA career here. Brandon Hunt Jr. now makes his way into the cage.
Here is Brian Pooh Bear Battle.
Brian Pooh Bear Battle now making his way to the cage. Battle hails from Charlotte, North Carolina, and stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Also fighting in the 185-pound weight class. His current amateur record stands at 4 wins and 1 loss. Battle trains out of Hayastan MMA in Matthews, North Carolina. He practices a kickboxing and wrestling technique, switching back and forth between the stand-up and the ground. Like his opponent, Brandon Hunt Jr., he's a very well-rounded fighter. He's comfortable on the ground, on the feet, wherever he wants to take it. So it's really going to depend on who the aggressor is this fight, who's going to make the first move, and how's the other going to react to it. Brian Battle heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the sensational Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino, Salamanca, New York, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Steve Ward. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, official weight 183.2 pounds. He represents Victorious MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from White Lake, Michigan, presenting Brandon Bear Hunt Jr. Here's opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner stands, also at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Official weight, 183.2 pounds. He represents Hayastan MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Charlotte, North Carolina, presenting Brian Pooh Bear Battle. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round middleweight attraction, Steve Ward, now with the final instructions.
Okay, gents, remember the rules in the back. I expect you to protect yourself at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back to your quarters.
Round number 1, let's get things started. Brandon Hunt Jr. versus Brian Battle. Battle in the red gloves, Jr. in the blue. Ooh, and Hunt comes in with some heat. He rocks Battle a little bit there. Battle trying to defend, pushes Hunt up against the cage. Hunt trying to get off of the cage here. Keeping things busy. And there it is. Hunt making good use of distance between these two. Battle looking for the opportunity to counter. Hunt moves in. Hunt, a very skilled stand-up fighter. He's always quick to the punch. Oh, and goes in for the shoot. Brandon Hunt doesn't quite get the takedown. Battle once again using the cage to his advantage. Brandon Hunt making some good maneuvering here. Battle locking onto the leg. Picks him up, gets the slam. Little mini slam there. Battle maneuvering into better position here now. Hunt trying to defend. Battle making good use of the knee there, locking down the arm of Hunt.
There you go. Underhook on your left side. Settle in, stay heavy.
We got a solid half guard here. Hunt trying to break out of this. Battle just staying persistent, determined to get into full mount. Battle landing some nice strikes. Punishing Hunt in this position here. Ooh, the arm. Battle has a hold of the arm of Hunt, and they stand things back up. Battle gets a takedown. Ooh, some nice jabs from Battle. Hunt trying to defend from the ground. 10 seconds left in the round. And that'll conclude round number 1. Pretty exciting first round. Brandon Hunt bringing on the aggression early in the round, was able to get the edge on him, threw a couple of punches that really rocked Brian Battle, but Battle was able to turn things around into his favor, I believe, by the end of the round. Got the takedown, a couple of takedowns, can definitely get some points from that. Was able to dominate that ground position for probably the last half of the fight. No discredit to Brandon Hunt, though. He was keeping active, was managing to keep the motion going, trying to get out of Battle's positioning. But right here, as you saw, Battle was able to just keep taking him back down to the ground until he got what he wanted. Treat here at the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino. We're starting off round number 2 here, once again between Brandon Hunt Jr. and Brian Battle. Battle coming off with some heat at the beginning of this round. Picking up Brandon Hunt once again and taking him down. Now it's definitely going to have some wear and tear on his fatigue, but it doesn't seem to affect Battle as he's just letting loose on Brandon. Hunt is trying to defend, trying to lock up Battle here. Hunt trying to push out here, Battle maintaining a dominant position. Battle landing some nice strikes here. Oh, Brandon Hunt Jr. taking some heavy hits. Battle is letting loose now in full mount. Brandon Hunt Jr. trying to defend. Tries to strike back, trying to keep some movements here, but Battle is maintaining dominance. Brandon Hunt twists out, but now Battle has the back. This isn't looking good. Now Brandon Hunt's gonna have to be really careful from this position here. Any wrong slip and Battle could have the rear naked choke. And definitely with that blood and sweat in there, it's not gonna help in Brandon Hunt's case. Oh, Brandon Hunt getting sunk in, and there it is. That's the tap. Rear naked choke from Bryant Battle. Taps out Brandon Hunt Jr. Let's take a look at the replay. It seems like Bryant Battle, halfway through that first round, he figured out a plan. What he needed to do was able to just take down Brandon Hunt whenever he needed, and eventually got to slip in that rear naked choke there and take him out. Now, Brandon Hunt was defending very well for the majority of the fight, but it seemed like he was starting to slip towards the end of that round there. Battle had the edge.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes and 2 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by tap out submission from a rear naked choke, Brian Pooh Bear Battle. Western New York, are you ready for some women's MMA? Please welcome to the cage, Diana Caravas.
Diana Caravas now making her way to cage side. Caravas hails from Freehold, New Jersey, and stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Fighting out of the 145-pound weight class, her current amateur MMA record stands at 3 wins and 2 losses. She currently holds a blue belt in BJJ and trains out of Dante Rivera Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Freehold, New Jersey. Caravas trains primarily in a boxing style. She has a solid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu talent there, but she's much more comfortable on her feet and duking it out with her fists. Caravas is a very talented, very confident fighter. When she steps into the cage, doesn't matter who she's against, she's going to push forward and keep going and push her opponent to really fight back with everything they have. Thus far in her career, she's proven to be a very exciting fighter and very explosive. Sure to put on a great show for the fans here tonight. Diana Caravas heads into the cage.
Here is Alyssa G.I. Jane Vasquez.
Alyssa Vasquez now making her way to the cage. Vasquez hails from Phoenix, Arizona, and stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Also fighting out of the 145-pound weight class. Her current amateur MMA record stands at 7 wins and 8 losses. Vasquez holds just a little more experience in the cage over Caravas, proven just a little bit more in her career, so it'll definitely be an interesting fight between these two. Vasquez trains out of WNY MMA in Buffalo, New York. Vasquez was actually active duty U.S. military for 13.5 years. So it's definitely going to say something about her strength in the ring, both inside and out. Of course, we all appreciate her service here. Vasquez is going to prove to be a very tough opponent for Caravas. This is sure to be a very explosive fight. Referee finishing the ringside preparations here. Alyssa Vasquez heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino, Salamanca, New York, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the women's bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Todd Anderson. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, official weight 145 pounds. She represents Dante Rivera, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Freehold, New Jersey, presenting Diana Caravas. Her opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight 143.6 pounds. She represents WNY MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Phoenix, Arizona, presenting Alyssa G.I. Jane Vasquez. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round women's bantamweight bout, Todd Anderson, now with the final instructions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you wish to touch gloves, do so now. And step back.
Here we go. Okay. Listen.
And we'll get things started. Round number 1, Diana Caravas versus Alyssa Vasquez. Caravas in the blue, Vasquez in the red.
Use the jab, Diana. Yeah, straight punches. No kicks.
And we're starting off to a very explosive beginning to this fight. Caravas coming in like usual, very confident.
Use the jab, Diana.
Vasquez returning the heat, no problem.
In and out. Let's go. Straight punches. Diana,
Caravas
kicks. Use the punches.
looking to be the aggressor here. Vasquez waiting for an opportunity.
She's strong wide. Go to cross down the middle. Trust me. There he goes again. Double the jab up.
Some good footwork from both these fighters, very light on their feet, staying fresh. Caravas moving in. Ooh, lands a couple nice jabs there.
That's it. Yeah, she's backing up. Go to 1-2. There we go again. Keep backing her up. There we go. Keep stepping the jab.
Vasquez trying to return fire. Caravas landing some nice strikes here. Vasquez returns, but Caravas just keeps it going. For every one that Vasquez throws, Caravas has 3. It looks like she's shaking Vasquez a little bit here. Caravas continually moving in and out, keeping Vasquez on her feet.
Let's go now. Again, let's go there. Keep the pace. Keep the pace. Let's go. No mistakes. 1-2. Let's go. Again.
Caravas keeping the heat, keeping the pressure, not giving Vasquez very much time to breathe. Vasquez still very much in it though, throwing some counter strikes. Oh, and there's a hard hit. Oh, and that's it. The referee calls it. That's the knockout. Caravas with just a massive blow to the face was able to knock down Vasquez right off of her feet. Caravas was just right there. There it is. Was able to knock her straight down. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, Todd Anderson, has seen enough, steps in, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time, 1 minute and 37 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Diana Caravas. Here is Jesse Jackpot Smith.
Jesse Jackpot Smith now making his way to the cage. Smith hails from Detroit, Michigan and stands at 6 feet 1 inches tall. Fighting out of the 155-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 4 wins and 3 losses. Smith currently holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of Troy, Michigan. Smith is a well-rounded mixed martial arts fighter. Trains both the stand-up and the ground game. He feels comfortable wherever the fight takes him. Smith has proven to be a very formidable opponent in the past. I'm sure we're all in for one explosive fight. Jesse Smith heads into the cage.
Here is Morgan Mitts Kavanaugh.
Morgan Kavanaugh now making his way to the cage. Kavanaugh hails from Buffalo, New York, and stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall. He fights out of the 155-pound weight class, and his current amateur MMA record stands at 7 wins, 3 losses. Kavanaugh holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of WNY MMA out of Buffalo, New York. Kavanaugh describes himself as a savage wrestler, focusing most of his technique in his ground game. Now both Kavanaugh and his opponent hold a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so they're both very familiar on the ground. Both of them are going to feel very comfortable, so this very well just may be an entire fight on the ground. But with two very experienced fighters as these, they're sure to give us a good fight. Kavanaugh makes his way into the cage.
We're going to get the introductions and this fight started in just a moment. We're waiting for our ringside physician to come back. Once he's... And he is back. Timing is everything. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino, Salamanca, New York, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the lightweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Steve Ward. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6'1", official weight 153.8 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, presenting Jesse Jackpot Smith. Here's opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner. Stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall. Official weight 153.8 pounds as well. He represents WNY MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Buffalo, New York, presenting Morgan Mitts Kavanaugh. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round lightweight bout, Steve Ward, now with the final instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, we're over all the rules in the back. I expect you to protect yourself at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back your corners.
Round number 1, Jesse Smith versus Morgan Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh in the red, Smith in the blue. And Kavanaugh goes in for the takedown, but Smith is not going to let him get it that easy. Kavanaugh, the agility, hops on the back. Doesn't quite get it. Smith looking a little overwhelmed, but controlling it, no problem. Locking in the guillotine here. Very explosive beginning to this fight. We could see this ending quickly. We never know.
Jesse, he's going to give you the triangle. He's going to give you the armbar. He likes to sit up. Look, see that pressure?
Now things will settle down for a little bit. Jesse Smith just fighting for some inside control here.
All day, Jesse, go. All day.
Kavanaugh trying to get into full mount. Kavanaugh being very aggressive, and Smith just trying to hold on here. But Smith adapting very well, doing exactly what he needs to do, but Kavanaugh is very persistent, very determined to get into positioning here. Keeps pushing forward, trying to lock in a side mount. Jesse Smith maintaining a good guard. Kavanaugh returns with some punches here. Smith keeping busy. Kavanaugh just continues to push, tries to stand up here and get a better position, but Smith twists out. Oh, but Smith may be in trouble here. Kavanaugh trying to sink in the rear naked choke. But Smith slips out. Smith sliding into side mount. And now the tables have turned. Smith gets a chance to show off here. Kavanaugh definitely would have used a lot of energy. Basically this entire round, he was pushing like 150% the entire time. Couldn't quite get much from it. Smith now returning some strikes. And Smith with a nice counter here. Kavanaugh doesn't quite get the takedown. And now Smith is on top. Jesse Smith unloading strikes now. Kavanaugh trying to get out of this, trying to slip out, turn things around, but it's not working in his favor. Smith just unloads. Hammer fist after hammer fist, and the referee calls it. That's it. Jesse Smith takes the TKO. Let's take a look at that replay. Now, an interesting fight. Kavanaugh, right off the bat, was the aggressor, was able to kick things into overdrive, doing everything in his power to try to get Smith in a bad position. Almost got the rear naked choke, didn't quite get it. And somehow at the end there, Smith was able to turn things around in the scramble and turn it to his favor.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Ward steps in. He's seen enough, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time, 2 minutes and 37 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Jesse Jackpot Smith.
His name is Elijah Harris. They call him the Buffalo Soldier. He's from PA. More of a wrestler, has a little bit of stand-up, a little bit of BJJ, but he wants to come straight forward for that wrestling.
Sean Felton's a pretty good striker. He's got a kickboxing background, but I'm a pretty good grappler, so we'll see where the fight goes.
Fight camp went really well for this fight. Made a couple adjustments from my previous fight. Started cross-training at 2 other local gyms, so just preparing as usual, adding some new tools to the belt, and can't wait for Saturday night.
My training hasn't really changed too much. I focus more on myself as a fighter and being well-rounded rather than the person that I'm fighting. So I'm not necessarily training for the guy I'm fighting next. You know, I'm training for whoever has the belt. So I just want to, just keep climbing that ladder.
Fireworks, baby. Whenever I'm in there, you know you're going to be entertained. I can't wait, especially after my last fight didn't go my way, so I can't wait to get in there and handle business and get the job done this time.
Starting off tonight, when I face my opponent, I'm just going to stay in his face all night long, grindy, gritty, and make him not want to be in the cage with me.
To me, I'm number 1, baby. I had one minor slip up. We will cross paths again, but right now, I only have one thing on my mind, and that's winning. That gets me back on track where I belong.
Sean Felton, I'm coming. You better be ready.
Here is Elijah, the Buffalo Soldier Harris.
Urijah Harris now making his way to the cage. Harris hails from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, and stands at 5 feet 6 inches tall. Fighting out of the 155-pound weight class, his pro MMA record stands at 2 wins and 1 loss. Both of his wins done by submission. He had a strong amateur record as well, standing at 3 wins and 3 losses before going pro. And he currently holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Harris is a very formidable ground opponent. He's able to take down his opponents, and his agility alone is able to get him where he needs to be and into position quickly. He trains out of TCA MMA in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Urijah Harris now makes his way into the cage.
Here is Sean Superfly Felton Jr.
Sean Superfly Felton makes his way to the cage. Felton hails from Buffalo, New York, and stands at 6 feet 1 inches tall. Fighting out of the 155-pound weight class, Felton's pro MMA record stands at 4 wins and 1 loss. Both of his wins resulting from knockouts. He also had a very strong amateur MMA record, standing at 6 wins and 5 losses. We've seen Sean Felton climb his way up the ranks very quickly here at King of the Cage. He's been able to take down all the opponents thrown at him fairly easily. He's very flexible, very agile. He's able to get around his opponents and get into positions that they just aren't expecting. Felton currently holds a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of WNY MMA. Felton practices a Muay Thai and wrestling technique, mixing in with a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's very comfortable on his feet, but if he needs to take it down to the ground, he feels fine there too as well. He's no stranger to winning a ground fight or winning a stand-up fight, just that he's going to prefer to stay on his feet. Urijah Harris is sure to prove to be a very formidable opponent for Sean Felton. I'm sure all the fans here are going to get a very, very exciting fight here tonight. We've all been looking forward to this for some time now. It will be very interesting to see a ground performance between these two fighters, as Urijah Harris holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. However, Felton has been a wrestler all his life. That's what he studies in. He loves his wrestling. Where he may not be as strong in Jiu-Jitsu, his wrestling definitely makes up for it. So it will be a very interesting ground game if it's taken to there. But that's if Felton lets it get down there. The referee finishing up the cage side preparations here. Sean Felton makes his way into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the sensational Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino, Salamanca, New York, King of the Cage and General Tire present our co-featured bouts of the evening. It is sanctioned by the Seneca Nation Athletic Commission. Your chairman, Scott Snyder. Commissioners, Victor Redeye, Tina Abrams, Rick Jemison, and Justin Schapp. It's in conjunction with King of the Cage Incorporated, President and Founder, Terry Trebilcock Jr., Matchmaker Tom Vaughn, Promoter Jeff Mahalik. The 3 judges scoring this bout will be Tim Corrado, Chris Bolinski, and Paul O'Brien. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Todd Anderson. And now, Western New York, put your hands together for our co-feature of the evening. 3 rounds of MMA in the lightweight division. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil Blue Corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. Official weight, 152 pounds. This TCA MMA fighter has a professional record of 2 victories with 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, presenting Elijah, the Buffalo Soldier Harris. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6'1", official weight 155.2 pounds. This WNY MMA fighter has a professional record of 4 victories with 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Nickel City, Buffalo, New York, presenting Sean Superfly Felton Jr. Once again, Todd Anderson is our official for our co-feature. 3 rounds, lightweights.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times, and being around hands at all times. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves if you wish. Back up.
Round number 1, let's get things started. Elijah Harris versus Sean Felton. And we're off. Harris in the blue gloves, Felton in the red. And right just like that, Felton starts things off. Harris goes for the leg, Felton takes the back. Harris trying to figure out what to do from this point. Felton has a decent hold of the stomach here. Harris really doesn't want to let this slip into a bad position. If Felton takes the back, that could just be an obstacle. Harris is going to have a hard time getting past. Felton trying to sink the hooks in. Harris being calm and patient, taking his time, not expending any extra energy. Felton just keeping his weight right on top of Harris. Felton is, very known for his flexibility in his fighting game. Harris returning some strikes. Felton returns a couple more. Felton just maintaining this position here, trying to make something out of it. Harris not letting it happen. They're going to have to get busy soon here, or the referee may split this up. And Harris gets the turnover. Gets a takedown on Felton. And just like that, the tables are turned. Harris now in a dominant position. Just like that, Harris was able to turn things around in his favor. And now Harris showing off his ground skill. Harris returns with some jabs. Felton just looking for a way out of this. Harris still remaining calm and taking his time. Very methodical in his approach. Felton now just working to get into a better position than the one he's in right here. And things get stood back up. Felton looking for this takedown this time. Harris stands it back up against the fence. Sean Felton doesn't look like he's in a great position here. Harris trying to take the leg, doesn't quite get it. Felton maintaining some good strikes, staying busy. And Harris gets turned on his own back. And Felton back up against the fence. Harris tried to go for a takedown there, didn't quite get it. Felton up against the fence, trying to use that to his advantage here. Harris going for some foot stomps. These fighters gonna have to stay busy here pretty soon. Harris shoots in. Tries to go for the single leg, doesn't quite get it. Felton returning with just massive elbows. Harris gets switched on his back. Oh, but Harris now popping in the guillotine. This isn't looking good for Felton. Felton sinking in. Harris just weighing down on that neck. Oh, and saved by the bell. That will conclude round number 1. So close. Felton did not look like he was in the best situation right there, but luckily he managed to hold it out just in time. Harris looked like he had found an ideal scenario to get put into right there, but just couldn't capitalize on it quickly enough. Let's take a look at the replay. Now we saw Felton coming in, being the aggressor right off the bat, managed to land a lot of crucial shots to Harris. Locked up Harris a little bit, but once it got up against the fence, Harris was able to turn it into his favor and ultimately try to dominate that ground game. We're here at the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino. Round number 2 between Urijah Harris and Sean Felton. We had a very explosive first round. Both fighters, I think, got a nice representation of how the other fights. It'll be interesting to see how this develops here. Felton a little bit on the defensive this round. Harris looking more on the aggressive. Staying low, searching for that takedown, but returns with some heavy jabs. Ooh, Harris looking for that big hit. Ooh, but Felton gets a nice kick in. And Harris tackles Felton into the cage, picks him up, gets the takedown. And now Harris is back in his ideal scenario. Felton maintaining a good full guard here. But Harris is very persistent. Has a lot of wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu experience as well. So he can sit here all day if he needs to and keep working from it. Felton looking like he's in a rough place right here, trying to get out of this. Harris is sitting, using the cage to his advantage. Harris rolls on top of Felton. Now he's got the weight on top of him, but Felton still maintaining full guard. And Harris looking to pick up Felton. Oh, and a nice slam. Harris laying down the heat. Felton trying to defend from this. Harris just pushing through. Felton in a rough spot right here. Harris just waiting it out. But I can't say Harris has made plenty of headroom, I guess, thus far, and he's definitely gaining points for control here. Felton really going to have to make some moves. Oh, but Felton seems to be sinking in a possible triangle here. Harris in a bad area now. What was started as a good situation is now working against him. If Felton can sink this in, this could be it. He's got the leg locked. But Harris is not giving it up. And there he goes. He's driving the knee into the face of Felton. Harris working to slip out of that triangle. Harris doing what he can and slips out of the triangle. Felton gonna have to look for a new maneuver this time. Harris sitting pretty and side mount there. Harris looking very comfortable, slipping onto the back and taking the back of Felton. Oh, this is not looking good for Felton once more. Harris trying to slip in that rear naked choke. Isn't quite getting it yet. Felton doing a good job of defending, but Harris has both his hooks in. Felton struggling to get into a better position. Harris just taking the back and working from there. Trying to get that rear naked choke. Harris just continuing to wear Felton down, but Felton may be saved by the bell once more. Harris trying to turn things around in these last few seconds. And just like that, round number 2 is over. Let's take a look at the replay of that last round. Once again, similar to the first round, Felton came off strong right off the bat. Was able to throw in a couple of really nice jabs onto Harris, do some damage, but then Harris was able to just turn everything around. Once he got things onto the ground in his favor. Round number 3, let's kick things off. This is it. It's all or nothing now. Oh, and Felton gets tripped up and straight into a guillotine, but picks up Harris and slams him. What a display of strength. Felton getting into side mount. Oh, but Harris trying to flip him over. Felton doing what he can, but definitely scoring some points for maintaining top control. Felton making use of the body hijabs. Harris keeping Felton locked in. Felton trying to progress, and Harris locks into full guard. Felton trying to make something from this position here. Harris trying to make something better out of this. Felton just keeps laying down the bombs. Softening up Harris. Definitely keeping things busy. Doesn't look like this is going to get stood up anytime soon. Harris trying to counter-strike, but can't really make much of the headway here. Felton just still trying to work from this position, trying to make something out of it. Gonna go make his way over to the fence to use that to his advantage. Felton trying to get some extra points here. I'd say thus far the fight is fairly even. However, Harris, I believe, has just the slight advantage over those last 2 rounds just for control. Felton still has plenty of time, though, to turn things around here. Felton keeping Harris softened up. Harris trying to plan out his next move. Now Harris hasn't really gotten much of a chance this round to really do anything other than defend. Felton has just been so persistent, but now we're going to get a little bit of change in elevation here, stand things up. We'll see where Harris takes it. Oh, and Felton slips again. Felton looking for the jab. Harris trying to hold on with the block. Ooh, a nice kick from Felton. Oh, but Harris shoots in. Goes for the legs. And we're back on the ground. But it is not in Harris's favor. Felton once again back on top. Harris making whatever use he can with those heel kicks. Felton trying to make something out of this. A nice jab from Felton. Coming down to only about a half a minute here. It's all or nothing. Felton's really going to have to push hard to do something significant here. But then again, he has been blocking Harris from really making any kind of advancement this round, so he could have evened things out. This is it. Felton trying to lay down some final bombs. Oh, but Harris gets a last kick in there, and just like that, an explosive finish between these two fighters. Nothing but love, these guys. Two warriors just putting it all out on the table. Truly an entertaining fight. Both these guys just put it out on the line. Let's take a look at that replay. This round, very similar to the last 2 rounds, except Felton, I think, was a little more stronger. He was a little more aggressive. He was really able to stump Harris from really making any kind of huge advancement or significant move this round. You know, Harris shot a couple times but wasn't quite able to get the takedown.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action here in Western New York, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Chris Polinsky scores this bout 29-28 in favor of Harris. Paul O'Brien, 29-28 for Felton Jr. And finally, Tim Corrado, 29-28 for your winner by split decision, the Buffalo Soldier, Urijah.